Shout out to Brian, Kingdom Music, and the family for what y'all are doing and saving souls. I truly appreciate you guys. Yesterday, I made a video of my testimony and I sent it to your page, and I realized today that it cut off. I didn't know that until today, so I'm gonna reshoot and make sure you get the whole story of what God has done in my life. After high school, like I said in the last video, I didn't know what I wanted, so I just started working, and I got into this job, and I met some individuals who was doing something that I was very interested in doing, and that was selling drugs. Now, I sold probably any drug or every drug you could possibly get your hands on, but my main thing was just selling pills and weed, and my main resource was X pills. By the age of 20, 21, 22, in that time frame, I had already made $100,000, and I had no intentions to stopping. I was buying cars, I was clothes, going on trips, I had females around me. It was amazing, and my life was, I thought, was great. I was on top of the world, I thought, and if you spoke God to me, I took that to offense because I didn't need it, I didn't want to hear about it, and I pushed you away from me. My life changed, and it changed dramatically. February 2008, I was a part of a home invasion, and 3 men kicked my door in, robbed me, beat me up, and shot in my house. After that faded, one man was caught, convicted, did 5 years in prison. Now, during that time, I was lost. I was all over the place. My mind was all over the place. I had to watch my back. I knew my name was out there, and I didn't know what was about to happen. I was such a mess. And a friend of mine invited me to this church, and I told him I would go. And I met this pastor, who was a young pastor, and he took me in. He took me in as one of his own, and I'm very grateful for him to this day. Now, when I went to the church, I only went when I had problems. After them problems faded, I was back out on the streets hustling and trying to get back to the money. But that pastor never gave up on me, and he stuck by my side for 6-7 months and teaching me the gospel, teaching me about Jesus, taking me out to eat or coming out to visit me, and just showing me the word and what it really meant and what Jesus was truly about. And eventually that caught up to me. So when I was out here on the streets selling drugs, I was so convicted. Like, it was smacking me in the mouth. Like, I can't keep doing this. Any sin I was a part of, I was convicted by God, and eventually I gave up. November 14th of 2012, I called that pastor up, and I met him at the church, and I surrendered my life to Jesus Christ. April 14th, 2013, I was baptized, and my life started changing. Now, there was that small church, actually, in the south end of our town. Now, that's where the drugs are at. It's infested there. It's crazy. And what they were doing, it was cool. They were trying to help these people and save these people, and they asked me to come speak, and I was all about it, and I did it, and I had a great time, and met some cool people, and I wanted to go to this church. I wanted to keep going. It was on a Saturday night services, and I kept going to it. It was my type of church. And then I got away from it for a month or so, and I felt like God was telling me I needed to go back there. He told me, Tony, you need to go back to this church. And I started missing it a little bit. So I went back, and I sat in the front like I always do, and I waited for the worship to kick in, and God was, he was pulling on me again. And he told me, he said, you need to turn around. You need to turn around right now. So I turned around, and when I did, the man who shot at me, robbed me, kicked my door in, and did the 5 years in prison, was sitting directly behind me. I was blown away. I couldn't believe it. I got up. I shook his hand. I forgave him, and we hugged, and the rest is history. Um, it's so crazy to think about, from when I was selling the drugs all the way up to this very moment. God knew what he was going to do with us. I know in my heart that me and Benny, that's his name, we're messengers for Jesus Christ. Me and Benny are best friends. We're out here sharing this word. We've had the opportunity to speak at so many places, to help so many people. The first night we spoke, believe it or not, four individuals gave their life to Jesus. And right then we knew, like, hey, this is what we're supposed to be doing. It's about forgiveness. Christ has forgave all of us, and he loves us that much. And this is his story. This is his glory. It has nothing to do with me and Benny. And that's the beauty of it. What he did for us to share his word is so amazing. Normally when we speak and we go back and forth and we create this atmosphere and this story and we just build it up to that explosion by me turning around. I mean, it blows the doors off of places. And we leave on a passage. And I'm going to let you all look it up. It's Ephesians 4:32. Christ, he forgave us. We got to forgive others. So I encourage you, if you need to forgive somebody today, I mean, do it. Because time's moving, time's ticking. You don't know when your last breath is going to be. And I encourage you, man, to do that. You'll so much will come off of you. And if Christ is involved when you do this, and you won't believe the feeling that you'll get. Like I said, we know that we are messengers. We're going to keep striving to save souls, and we're going to plant seeds until the day he calls us home. I'm sorry for the inconvenience on the story yesterday. I didn't know, but now I know y'all got it. So keep praying for us if you could. Like I said, Kingdom Music, Brian, I love y'all. I love what you're doing. And real quick, our testimony was hand-delivered to Kirk Cameron yesterday. So if it's God's will, you never know. A movie could come out of this. I appreciate the prayers and the love, and I hope y'all have a good night. Peace.